Well, I particularly hope everyone at home got that footage very clear. It's wonderful footage which you have available of this outstanding facility. I'd now like to share with you the board's new strategic plan. In developing the plan, we drew on the inspiration, the vision and the entrepreneurship shown by Brigadier Playfair and our founders over 95 years ago. Over the last few months, the board and management team have had a busy time reflecting on what makes Elanora a wonderful club. To assist us, we've retained an external consultant, Nigel Watts of Future Platform, initially to develop a strategy with the board and management. We then moved forward to develop measurable KPIs, key performance indicators, to review progress against our targets and make sure we achieve those goals. We've inherited an outstanding club, and we're the beneficiaries of wise decisions by past boards. In developing the strategies, we've taken into account your views and the expectations in the 2023 members survey. The detailed strategic plan is created so that we and the next generation of members can enjoy this wonderful club and the community it creates. This slide shows some of the principles that help guide our decisions. We must leave the club as good or better than we inherited it. We must ensure the club has a detailed, long-term 10-year capital plan that maintains our existing facilities to the high standard to which we're accustomed. It's attractive and it's appealing to new members. It's within our means and it's fully funded. It enables us to provide additional facilities and services for members as those new facilities and services evolve. We want to ensure that Elanora retains a premier member country club standing. Importantly, I'd like to encourage members to think of ourselves as owners, not just as customers. Let's start with the takeaways from the 2023 membership survey, as this was an important part of our decision-making process and the prioritisation. Thank you to all those who completed the survey and the very high participation level we achieved. Your feedback is invaluable and it's an important contributor to the focus of board priorities. This was your opportunity to have a say. Members told us how they felt as a whole, and whilst there is a range of opinions, we can take comfort as our results benchmark favourably with other like clubs. Comparatively, satisfaction levels at Elanora are very high. There was a high level of participation, 53% of members, which is, we're informed, is statistically significant and a reliable indicator of the entire membership. The satisfaction level in the club was also very high at an 81%, a very positive result. Our golf course facilities rated off the scale. They were exceptionally high at satisfaction levels of 98%. There doesn't appear to be any single or dominant issue that's driving dissatisfaction. On club culture, 75% is satisfied, but there's a possible cultural tension between maintaining traditions versus younger members wanting more contemporary choices and practices. In terms of key project, the survey told us that new practice facilities were of the utmost priority. 74% of members said that a short course is worth exploring. It would be as a centenary project, and we believe it could add value to the club by benefiting current member retention, assisting with future member attraction, and further enhancing our whole of life model. We have a range of projects that will be delivered in financial year 25. Our first is to refresh the upper level of the lodge. We haven't made any significant investment in the lodge since it was constructed 35 years ago. We need to constantly invest in our facilities. We need to keep them in the best condition so that they continue to be attractive for members and their guests. I'll tell you more about the lodge later. There's a series of projects included in the course improvement plan, such as more drainage work, evident to all those who played today, the necessity for that, an improved approach to the 10th green, and new bridges on holes 15 and between holes 2 and 3. Importantly, the recently appointed course architects will do an 18-hole review and identify proposed improvements that can be planned, considered, evaluated and scheduled. We are also going to add some additional bag and buggy storage, as this was also a priority for members from the survey. In regard to regular capital expenditure, typically each year we have a CapEx spend of around $1 million per annum, although as I said in my chairman's report, for the last 2 years it's been 1.7 million. That 1 million is normally split between 700,000 a year in replacement and upgrade of equipment, and a further 300,000 for smaller projects. We need to continually maintain, improve and invest in our facilities. We cannot let them get out of date. Some of the smaller projects, the car park resurfacing, the men's locker room refurbishment, are described on the slide. These projects will be timed in our capital plan as cash flow allows in current years. Moving to the lodge, on the screen you have a picture of from the designers of what it might look like in the revamped main area of the lodge. The lodge is an important asset that's a unique feature of this club. As you all know, most clubs do not have accommodation. We are one of only 2 in Sydney that provide accommodation on site. It's an extremely well utilised facility for members, guests and reciprocal club visitors. It's a profitable contributor to the club's finances. We will be renovating the upper level starting in November 24, and the work, estimated to cost around $1 million, will be completed in early 25. There's another picture of what the lodge might look like. The work is concentrated in the foyer, the kitchen area, and it's going to be a revamp, small redesign of the upstairs rooms. The strategic plan specifically covers the period leading to our centenary in 2029. We've called the plan the Elanora 1530 strategy. The plan ensures that every element of the strategy is clear, deliverable and measurable. The name given to the plan is 1530, and each number, 1, 5, 3 and 0, all have meaning. 1, we want to be the top quartile in member and employee satisfaction. We also want to be a leading member country club in Australia. 1 and 5 is a combination to deliver the required 15 million of proposed CapEx over the time period of the next 5 years. We need to get annual revenue to $15 million. On 5, we want to be among the top 5 golf courses in Sydney. We have 5 key capital projects, and we're targeting trading revenue in the club, in the pro shop, F&B, events and lodge, of $5 million. For the number 3, the strategy is intended to better align members, the board and management. As you'll see later, we also need to reinvigorate the Elanora Foundation to assist in raising funds for the Centenary Short Course project to ensure its completion. But on 0, we want to achieve all this while having 0 environmental harm, 0 safety issues, no data breaches, and no financial risk to members or the club. Our 5 key projects are: They're purposefully listed in their priority. Number one is practice and teaching facilities. The second is a revamped bowling and croquet hub. The third is new maintenance facilities. The fourth is to refurbish the pavilion. And the fifth is a short course centenary project. I'll describe each of them in some detail. The highest priority for members from the survey was new practice facilities. I repeat, it is clearly our top priority. The newly appointed course architects, Cruz, Clayton and Associates, have undertaken a preliminary site planning exercise. From this, they have conceived some very embryonic and very initial concepts. This slide provides an indication of the location and the scale of the ideas being considered. Plans will be further developed to be reviewed by Matching Greens and then the board, and when we have a plan ready, developed and ready for sharing, it'll be circulated to members. Importantly, I think the facility should be covered. It can be suitable for all weather conditions, rain or teeming sun. It includes teaching studios and it will provide state-of-the-art tracking equipment. We want to add facilities that will be attractive to all members, but especially we want to attract younger members because they're the future of the club. Moving to the second project, the bowling and croquet hub concept. Part of the site planning was to explore the feasibility of locating 2 croquet lawns and the 2 bowling greens in the same general area. This improves the course maintenance efficiency, the servicing, and it also will be an improved member amenity. We are considering extra car parking, bowl storage, and a small shared pavilion for both sports to share. I emphasise that these are very embryonic and conceptual plans. The final plans may well be quite different, but we wanted to give you an indication of the thinking we have and the work we've done. Moving to the maintenance facilities, this slide shows the current maintenance facilities. They're too small, they're out of date, and they struggle to maintain regulatory compliance. We have to utilise shipping containers for storage as our current facilities are inadequate. What we propose to do is build a new, efficient, more compliant maintenance shed with the possibility of adding some simple accommodation to attract workers. For example, those that come from overseas affiliated clubs on a short-term exchange, but also out-of-town apprentices. When Tony and I were at Kooyonga, one of the discussions was, if we run an ad for an apprentice on the course, we're lucky to get 1 reply. At Royal Hobart, they get 70 replies, and they're very keen to try and share some of those applicants with us for a period of time to improve their skills. Moving to the Pavilion Hub development, we'll develop a staged plan for the pavilion that will improve the already popular facilities for members, guests and families to gather and enjoy an experience at Elanora. A key objective of any redesign would be to allow multiple events and activities at this very popular facility. Moving to the short course centenary project, initial concept. As part of that site planning exercise, the architects have provided a preliminary concept and idea. It's on the screen. This concept particularly focuses on where we can limit vegetation removal or intrusion on virgin bushland. Potentially, the new practice and short course may also support a new membership category as an alternative that doesn't include access to the main course, and I say that potentially. It could assist those members with time pressure who can't afford 4 or 5 hours to play around for them to have a sporting outing. It can become a family-oriented environment. It could be a space where beginners and older members could go to enjoy a round of golf. further supporting our whole of life model. The project requires significant planning approval. It's heavily dependent on member enthusiasm, which needs to translate into financial support for the foundation. It's our most challenging from the point of view of council approval, member support and funding, but we're going to do the preliminary work, then come back to members with a concept and see if it has your approval for us to proceed further. But to be very plain, we do not have the money to complete it on our own. It will require the assistance of the foundation. This slide shows the major projects with indicative broad cost estimates and timelines. The figures that we have there are based on estimates of like projects. You'll notice that some of the projects transverse years. Naturally, if a project costs more than is anticipated, it will extend the project delivery timeframe of other projects. I'd now like to introduce the Treasurer, Karen Brunner, to address the financial initiatives associated with the strategic plan.
Thank you, Peter. We expect the club will require $15 million in today's dollars to deliver the 5 key capital projects. Right now, we have $6 million cash in the bank, with $2.5 million committed to capital projects this year. We maintain a $1.5 million capital buffer in case of unforeseen requirements. So our forecast free cash at balance at the 31st of March 2025 is $3.5 million. Over the next 5 years, we estimate to generate $5.5 million surplus from the running of the club. We have assumed we will be able to raise $3 million via the foundation, and this will be used for the short course if it progresses. There is therefore a $3 million shortfall that we need to address to fund the 5 key capital projects. We have numerous member categories introduced over many years which need to be simplified. 58% of our members are receiving a discount of 15% or more, and almost 30% of members receive a discount of 40% or more. Across our entire membership, the average subscription is $5,800. We have reviewed all subscription categories, the discounts, and included in this is Associates and Emeritus. We are committed to equality and to delivering key capital projects going forward. Using the outcomes of the equality vote at the AGM in 2022 and 2023 and the 2023 member survey, together with board deliberations, the board has decided to close the associate category to new entrants from the 1st of September 2024. To achieve subscription equality by reducing the discount on the associate category by 5% each year over the next 3 years, commencing the 1st of April 2025. For members transitioning into Emeritus or into the next Emeritus category, a 10% reduction in the Emeritus discount will be effective from the 1st of April 2025. Existing Emeritus members will not be worse off. A nominal increase in private events, member-sponsored events, and exploration of Pro-Am sponsorship will also contribute some of our required capital. Additional decisions are the removal of all compulsory competition fees effective the 1st of September 2024. Preservation of the 15% associate category discount for associates over 80 as of the 1st of April 2025. Should the reduced discount create financial hardship for any associate member, please approach the club to discuss this. Over the next 5 years, these changes are expected to have a $3 million positive impact on the club's financial position. More importantly, they deliver equality and greater subscription fairness. I want to repeat that existing emeritus members will not be worse off, and any associates experiencing financial hardship as a result of these changes should approach the club. I'll now pass back to Peter to wrap up.
Thanks, Karen. The board believes we should have equality because it's the right thing to do, and in the opinion of many members, it's overdue. A clear majority of members at the last 2 AGMs voted in favour of equality, and the 2023 member survey confirmed this view. We are lagging behind the majority of our peer clubs in achieving this goal. Golf Australia and the Human Rights Commission are strongly encouraging all clubs to move towards gender equality. We believe we're legally exposed as we have a category of membership that offers a discount that's only open to one gender. Introducing financial equality is a major step forward in this process. So in wrapping up and looking forward, 1530 is a plan that is bold. It is aimed to benefit current and future members. It's designed to deliver a range of significant and essential projects to help future-proof the club. Every generation of members has an obligation to leave the club in a better shape than they found it. I'd now like to open up to questions. Probably in the interest of time, we'll